Hi guys, so today we are going to be discussing why or how your calorie intake is a moving target and it's not just a static number, okay? So your issue is that you've worked out your caloric intake and you've been sticking to it, but you're not losing weight if that's your goal or gaining weight if that's your goal, you're just sort of staying the same. You're worried that you're putting in loads and loads of hard work, but you're getting nothing back from it, all right? So we're gonna discuss all that today and try and figure out what the problem is. The first thing to do is to check that you are tracking accurately. So when you input certain foods into MyFitnessPal, it's going to come up with some sort of random portion number sometimes. You need to click on that and make sure that you're changing that. Sometimes you might notice if you click on, say you click on blueberries, it'll say 1 blueberry and you've tracked 1 blueberry, or nuts and it'll say 1 spoonful, but you're eating, say, 5 to 10 spoonfuls. You need to check that stuff out, okay? Because that's going to make a massive, massive, massive difference to how many calories you're actually intaking versus how many you think you are from MyFitnessPal, okay? So cereal's a big one, actually. I should have used cereal as an example. A bowl of cereal. How big's a bowl? Is it a fruit bowl? Is it a little teeny little mini bowl? Is it a regular bowl? Like, what is it? What is a regular bowl, okay? So don't just track 1 bowl. I want you to put that stuff on the scale, pour what you would normally have into it, look at what the scale says, that's how much you're currently eating. Are you eating too much? Reduce it, okay? That's the level of accuracy we're looking for at least a few weeks until you know how big your portion sizes should be or how big they are. Always stick with calories, your current calorie intake, for at least 2 weeks until you are sure that you are not losing or gaining weight. If you are eating a big giant salty takeaway on the weekend, so salt makes you retain water, which is going to give you a sort of a false reading on the scale. If you are eating a big salty takeaway and then jumping on the scale and thinking, oh, rubbish, I've put a pound on or I've not lost any weight, but you've eaten a big giant salty takeaway the night before, that's going to affect that scale weight, and it's not going to give you a true reflection of your current progress or lack thereof progress. So we're going to look with sticking with those calories for 2 weeks. You're not suddenly going to get 5 pounds lighter off eating these calories. That's not what we're looking for. We're not looking for rapid fat loss, okay? Because it's a fallacy. What we are looking for is to gradually lose weight over time. This is what we were discussing previously. It's got to be sustainable, maintainable, and flexible. If you're losing weight too quickly, we need to do something about it. So if you are, write it in the comments and we'll discuss it. So your key tip is going to be to stick with your current calories that you've worked out. You might have gone into a deficit, maintain, or a gain. We discussed that yesterday. But you're going to stick with those calories regardless for 2 weeks and see what happens, okay? You do not get a true picture off a few days. Go through your last 3 days on MyFitnessPal. Hopefully you've been tracking it. If you haven't, come on, man. So your goal is going to be to go through those last 3 days and really be honest with yourself. Were you accurate? Have you been putting the portions in properly? If you weren't, come on, let's get on it, okay? You've got to be relatively accurate with this stuff, or for these 2 weeks anyway, very accurate, okay? We're trying to learn about nutrition, remember, okay? Right, cheers guys. I'll speak to you tomorrow.